Hello, everybody. A little bit of a breaking news article that I think is worth everyone's attention. Today is Monday, January 5th, 2026. Current spot prices, Kitco. We have 44.20 on gold, silver 75.91, platinum 22.51, palladium 16.97. So what's going on here? Well, financed by JP Morgan, there's a jointly owned U.S. Department of Defense is going to hold a 40% stake in the new smelting joint venture. So the United States Department of Defense is moving in billions of dollars into building a smelter and refiner in the USA. Huge news, lots of capital coming into this. I'm going to go ahead and read through this article here. Article title is U.S. secures silver smelter deal to process LATAM metals. Okay, so here we go. Korea Zinc plans a $7.4 billion investment to construct a large-scale non-ferrous metals smelter in Clarksville, Tennessee, a project U.S. officials say will materially expand domestic critical minerals processing capacity and strengthen supply chain security. The project, known as the U.S. Smelter, is expected to require approximately $6.6 billion with a B in capital expenditures, with total investments reaching $7.4 billion, including financing costs. It is being developed in coordination with the U.S. Department of War and the U.S. Department of Commerce, according to project materials and government statements. Deputy Secretary of War Steve Feinberg said the investment reflects a strategic shift in U.S. industrial and defense priorities. Quote, President Trump has directed his administration to prioritize critical minerals or essential to America's defense and economic security, Feinberg said. The Department of War's conditional investment of $1.4 billion to build the first U.S.-based zinc smelter and critical minerals processing facility since the 1970s reverses decades of industrial decline. The new smelter in Tennessee creates 750 American jobs and expands access to strategic minerals across aerospace, defense, electronics, and advanced manufacturing. The Tennessee facility will be the first zinc refinery built in the United States in more than 50 years and will operate as an integrated smelter capable of producing 13 non-ferrous metals. Most of these materials are designated as critical minerals by the U.S. government due to their role in defense production, advanced electronics, and energy systems. We all know what those could be. Under the current framework, the Department of War will arrange approximately $2.15 billion in financing alongside private investors. The Department of Commerce will provide $210 million in funding under the CHIPS Act to support domestically sourced equipment, with JP Morgan assisting in structuring the financing. We have global critical minerals demand continues to rise, all scenarios driven by the rapid deployment of energy technologies. Here's an image of that. Copper, lithium, nickel, cobalt, graphite, and rare earths. U.S. officials have described the project as an example of allied cooperation to secure supply chains amid rising competition for strategic resources. Josh Fair, founder and CEO of Scottsdale Mint, said in recent Yahoo Finance interview, "We're in a metals war, and securing supply is crucial now." Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick said the investment would expand U.S. production of strategically important minerals. Korea Zinc's critical minerals project in Tennessee is a transformational deal for America, Lutnick said. The United States will produce in volume 13 critical and strategic minerals vital to aerospace and defense, semiconductors, AI, quantum computing, autos, industrials, and national security. They are doing everything they can to not say the word silver. I don't think they want silver to run up in value and price right now because they're trying to secure as much as they probably can prior to this smelting operation coming online. Korea Zinc plans to deploy technical personnel and operational expertise from its Onsan smelter in Ulsan, South Korea during early project phases. Onsan is the world's largest single-site non-ferrous smelting complex and is known for processing low-grade and complex materials, including scrap with high impurity content. I'm going to repeat that. Onsan is the world's largest single-site non-ferrous smelting complex and is known for processing low-grade and complex materials, including scrap with high impurity content. So you guys want to convince me that when this comes on board, that they're not going to want your 90%, that they're not going to want your sterling silver and your odd weights. I don't believe that's going to be the case, guys. I think we're going to see a new demand on everything here coming up soon. Once this comes on board, so be ready for that. Stack it up, baby, stack it up. All right, let's continue. Company officials said transferring this integrated zinc, lead, copper processing capability is intended to reduce commissioning risk and position the Clarksville, Tennessee facility among the most advanced smelters globally. Producing within the United States is also expected to reduce exposure to trade restrictions and logistics disruption while enabling local sourcing of scrap and raw materials. Despite government backing, the project has prompted shareholder resistance. An alliance led by MBK partners in Yangping has opposed the U.S.-backed joint venture, citing concerns over potential share dilution and governance control. The group has indicated it may seek legal action to block new share issuance. Once fully operational, the U.S. smelter is expected to process approximately 1.1 million tons of raw materials annually and produce roughly 540,000 tons of finished product. Here's an image showing kind of what they expect. Planned output includes base metals such as zinc, lead, and copper, precious metals including gold and silver. The very first mention of silver after this entire article, that's when they first mentioned silver. Strategic minerals such as antimony, indium, bismuth, tellurium, cadmium, gallium, germanium, and palladium. And chemical products including sulfuric acid and semiconductor-grade sulfuric acid. According to project disclosures, 11 of the 13 metals qualify as critical minerals under the 2025 U.S. Geological Survey list. Several, including indium and gallium, are fully import-dependent in the United States. Site preparation is scheduled to begin in 2026, followed by full construction in 2027. Phased commercial operations are expected to start in 2029. Guys, 2029. You have 3 years. We have 3 years to stack it up. Initially focused on zinc, lead, and copper production, Clarksville was selected due to existing industrial infrastructure, including Nearstar's current zinc smelter, the only operating zinc refinery in the United States. Korea Zinc plans to acquire Nearstar's U.S. operations, subject to conditions, dismantle the existing facility and replace it with a larger, modern plant. That one might be a little bit harder, but when the Department of Defense is coming in here and saying, and the Department of War and Department of Commerce from the U.S. government are saying that these are war-critical items that we need, it's going to be hard for a government or a judge to overturn the ability for these, Korea Zinc to do all these things. Project planners also cited strong transportation links, favorable site conditions, a skilled local workforce with decades of smelting experience, and relatively low electricity costs, a key factor in smelting economics. Chairman Yoon B. Choi said the project aligns with the long-term U.S. and South Korean economic security objectives. Quote, with its project in the United States, Korea Zinc will strengthen its role as a strategic supplier of essential minerals for aerospace and defense, Choi said. This project will serve as a model for U.S. ROK economic security cooperation at a time of highly geopolitical risk. There you go. If you guys want to check it out, check out this article. Really good stuff. Comes out of the Scottsdale Mint articles. Yeah, Scottsdale Mint articles on January 4th, 2026. Go read it. Go check it out. Very, very key thing. Sounds to me like we have a few years before the U.S. is on full-on acquisition and smelting down to convert to whatever they need for their defense and Department of War. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one.